Hello, how's it going? It's not. I have no idea. Hold on. Is that any better? Check 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Hello, hello, hello. Check 1 2 3 1 2 3 4. Hello, check, check, check. Yo, yo. 1 2 3 1. I can scoot up a little bit. That's about all I can do. 1 1 2 2 3 3. Check 1 2 3 4. I can't. I don't see a place on here where I can bring the level up. Okay. 1 2 3 4. 1 2. Check, check, check. 1 2 3. Checking, checking. 1 2. Loud, loud, loud. Talking.
Is it still there? Don't know what to tell you.
Hey George, what's up? Mic check. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Mic check, mic check. Hello, hello. Talking weather. 4 o'clock. Thanks, sir.
That's what I did already. So I literally already did that. I don't. Great.
Hey, mic check for Maddie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Mic check for Maddie, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, thanks.
Better, worse, better, worse. I don't know what to do. Well,
Good Monday afternoon and welcome to your 4 to 5. I'm Maddie Gardner, joined by Eric Chilton, Christian Morgan, and Tahasia Moise, who are all working from home this afternoon. Remember, this is an interactive news show. We are live streaming right now on WFMY News 2's Facebook page. Join the comments section, join our conversation, and use our hashtag 4 to 5. Well, the city of Greensboro is taking extra steps to help prevent the spread of coronavirus. The city is partnering with Cone Health and United Way of Greensboro to hand out face coverings this Wednesday. Now, the coverings are made of reusable fabric and they recommend you wear them to public places where you're likely to come in contact with others. People can get those face coverings for each person in their home from 10 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. They'll be available for pickup at the Melvin Municipal Office Building on Washington Street. You can also get them at United Way of Greater Greensboro. That's on Yanceyville Street. The Winston-Salem Urban League is hosting a virtual conversation with parents about mental health and homeschooling. Today at 5:30, you can join the organization online for tips to keep your sanity while you're helping your students succeed. You can find that live stream on Winston-Salem Urban League's Facebook page. And the North Carolina State Department of Health and Human Services is expanding website information on coronavirus. Starting today, the state will post new reports on the coronavirus outbreaks in congregate living settings. That includes nursing homes, residential care facilities, and correctional facilities. Now, keep in mind the outbreak, that means that there are 2 or more cases in that facility. The new chart will list names of facilities in a spreadsheet and the counties where they're located. That chart will update on Tuesday and Friday. The website is also going to have new case classification breakdowns for testing, tracing, and trends.
So a Triad nurse says that she's worried that protests against the statewide stay-at-home order might actually lead to a spike in cases. Very concerned about this. Amber Brown actually counter-protested last week's ReOpen NC protests in full personal protective gear with a written message. It said, "Rally together and die alone." Brown is an as-needed floor nurse at Wake Forest Baptist Health and says that even though she hasn't worked in a month due to lower staffing needs, she wanted basically to stand up for her fellow healthcare workers who are fighting the virus.
Just because it's starting to work and the curve is flattening and the healthcare system isn't being overwhelmed doesn't mean we can overwhelm it now.
So ReOpen North Carolina is holding yet another rally in Raleigh tomorrow. Brown says she doesn't plan on counter-protesting this time, but she does hope that everyone who gathers for the rally will wear masks and use social distancing.
When the virus hit, a nurse from Winston-Salem knew she had to help. She is working at the hardest hit hospital in America and says in 13 years of nursing, even on a pulmonary floor, she's never seen anything like COVID-19. I spoke to her this morning just after she left the hospital. Overcoming COVID-19 is a fight. And since her time in Brooklyn, And Shauna Alexander has only seen one person win it.
They played the Rocky theme song music over the intercom in the entire hospital. And so since I've been here, I've heard the song one time.
She left her home in Winston-Salem 2 weeks ago.
New York is the epicenter, and the actual hospital I'm at, Maimonides Memorial Hospital in Brooklyn, is the ground zero. Like, they've had the most cases, and the neighborhood has had surrounding that hospital have had the most cases in the entire country.
When we spoke, she had just completed a 13-hour overnight shift taking care of 4 COVID-positive patients.
All of them had tracheostomies, which were connected to ventilators, and none of them were really conscious, but they were active, so we have to medicate them to keep them calm.
Alexander comes face to face with the deadly reality of COVID-19 every day. Last night, 2 people with the virus on her floor died. The personal protective equipment she wears is the only thing standing between her and germs that could get her sick.
Only time I take my mask off at the hospital is when I'm eating, and that's like for maybe 20 or 30 minutes in the middle of the night.
Understandably, the fight has taken a toll on Alexander.
I'm one of those people, like, I never get emotional. I'm just even keel. And I think maybe because of how bleak it is when I'm in the hospital, that probably for the past week, I've just been a basket case of tears.
Which is why this video that she posted on Facebook of her opening a package from a friend was uncharacteristic.
When I finally was able to open it, this is what was inside. These items, this Lysol, these wipes, probably will save my life.
PPE and disinfectant help keep Alexander safe so she can victoriously return to the triad, gloves held high, to her husband and daughter. Until then, she'll stay in the fight. Now, Alexander is supposed to come home on May 8th. She says she is seeing a slight improvement where she is. The hospital she's working at closed some of their COVID units. She wanted to make sure her family and friends know how much they mean to her and how much she appreciates their support and their prayers. New York's Governor Andrew Cuomo says 337 people have died in his state in the last 24 hours. Now, that is the lowest daily report this month, and it's also the lowest daily death toll since March 30th. Governor Cuomo says it's possible his stay-at-home order will be extended past May 15th in some parts of the state, but other parts can start to slowly reopen if they meet certain guidelines. Cuomo tweeted that the retransmission rate is dropping. For every 10 people who have the virus, 8 other people are infected. More than 7,000 New Yorkers randomly tested positive for virus antibodies. Nearly 15% of the people tested had antibodies in their blood, meaning they'd at one point had the virus.
Well, otherwise, it's been a really, really nice afternoon of weather. The sun has been out. It has been a little bit breezy, though. Temperatures right now in the upper 60s near 70, 68 in Greensboro, 68 in Winston-Salem, 67 in Asheboro, and 68 in Lexington as well. All is quiet on the radar. That's a good look. Like I mentioned, it's been a little bit breezy today. Wind gust between 20 and 30 miles per hour across the triad, but as we go through the evening hours, those winds will start to relax. Tomorrow is just an absolutely perfect day. Might be a nice night to spend some time on the patio, maybe grill out tonight. Temperature's not going to be bad for dinner time in the upper 50s to near 60, dropping down into the upper 40s for overnight lows. Tomorrow, absolutely gorgeous, warming up into the lower 70s with lots of sunshine for your Tuesday afternoon. We're watching Wednesday for the chance for some rain and some storms moving in that could linger through the morning hours on Thursday, but we dry out and we warm up heading into the end of the week and into next weekend.
Let's take a look at the headlines this afternoon with your 4 to 5 roundup. The Girl Scouts of Alaska are getting help from the federal government to compensate for crumbling cookie sales. The organization received a loan as part of the Paycheck Protection Program. More than 144,000 boxes of cookies are sitting unsold. The funding will allow employees to continue working and provide online programs for Girl Scouts who are stuck at home, things like magic trick lessons and flamenco dancing. There's even a new COVID-19 badge for the Scouts that emphasizes good hygiene. Red Farm in Greensboro is temporarily closing after several workers tested positive for COVID-19. The farm says it is now taking the steps to further protect workers, their families, and the farm's customers. Red Farm is thanking the community for their support, but as of now, they have not said when they'll reopen. Speaker Nancy Pelosi endorsed the presumptive Democratic nominee Joe Biden for president. In a video released today, Pelosi touched on Biden's experience in several areas, including healthcare, gun violence, and the economy. Her support wasn't unexpected now that Biden is almost sure to take on President Trump in November. Still, her backing confirms Biden's argument that he's the party's best chance to keep the House majority and regain Senate control from Republicans. And more Americans are supporting the option to mail in ballots this November because of concerns over the coronavirus and polling place safety. But the notion is starting to turn more political. A new Associated Press poll finds Democrats are now much more likely than Republicans to support their state conducting elections exclusively by mail, 47% to 29%. In 2018, about half as many Democrats were in favor, and there was little difference in the views of Democrats and Republicans on the questions. We'll be right back.
You know, staying afloat can be a big challenge in these tough times. We're talking about small businesses, but even not just that, nonprofits have it worse. We found one that continues to chug along in the name of cancer treatment and care. Take a look.
You know, there are lots of charitable organizations out there, and all of them right now, you know, scrambling to get things done and stay afloat. This is one of my favorites. I bring in Louise and Susan from Hirsch Wellness because you guys, I know you deal a lot with cancer patients, and I lost my father to cancer, so this is very near and dear to me. But let's talk, Louise, let's talk with you first a little bit about what is Hirsch Wellness for people that don't know.
Sure, it's a cancer support community here in the Piedmont, and for 12 years we've been offering free of charge healing arts and wellness programs. So folks can come at no cost and learn a new art activity, participate in yoga, aquatic swimming, Tai Chi movement, all kinds of things to help inspire them and keep them well.
I know that in the fall, you guys usually have a big event. It's a fall art auction. But Susan, I wanted to talk with you a little bit about this because, you know, the world's a different place, and what's the plan for this, and also kind of tell us a little bit about what that event is.
Well, that's our major fundraiser for every year, and we're in our 12th year. So we have over 100 local and regional artists that donate artwork, and then we have a silent auction. But as you mentioned, this year's going to be different, so we're probably going to do some of it online, and we'll just have to kind of wait and see and auction the way we need to reach the people we want to address.
And our board of directors has actually raised money, and we're doing a challenge. So we'll let you know on Giving Tuesday, May 5th, what that challenge amount will be. And we're hoping that folks will come out and support us and help us raise some money so we can continue to keep our programs free of charge.
Very good. You guys do great work. Thanks for taking time with us today.
So if you want to help them out, and they really do good work, and hopefully this the art sale that they do in the fall can happen, whether it's virtual or in person. But if you want to help them out, look for this story on WFMYnews2.com. I have it up there right now. Maddie, they're good people that do some, you know, it's different treatment. It's not so much from a clinical standpoint. It's really more experience with groups and therapy and support. So it's a great thing.
And you bring up a good point, Eric. I mean, not only are local businesses having a hard time with this virus right now, nonprofits are suffering as well. So when we are deciding who to support, we should keep them in mind.
Yeah, it's actually worse for nonprofits this time because a lot of folks will tighten the purse strings and they rely usually solely on fundraising and donations. So help them out.
All right, great story, Eric. Thank you so much. Remember, we are live streaming right now on WFMY News 2's Facebook page. Join our conversation. Use the hashtag 4to5. We'll see you there.
Check. I hope it's better. I would like to participate today. Great. What's the plan here for the 5? Like, what do we? Sound any better now?
Welcome back to your 4 to 5. It is time for our question of the day. As you can see, we're still getting some audio issues worked out there with Tahisha, but as many states and countries look to reopen, we want to hear from you. If restrictions were lifted, would you go out? Your options here: yes, you would; no, you wouldn't. You can vote live on WFMY.com/vote now. You can also use our free News 2 app. So countries are lifting restrictions under their own guidelines. High school and middle school students went back to class in Shanghai and Beijing today. Hairdressers in Israel reopened their shops after the country eased their lockdown restrictions. And restaurants in Spain are installing glass dividers between tables. Those restaurants will also get thermal cameras to take customers' body temperatures. Here in the United States, leaders are also partially reopening their states. The CDC is working on some guidelines to reopen businesses, places of worship, and schools. Those new guidelines suggest closing break rooms at offices, using disposable menus in restaurants, and having students eat lunch in classrooms. The new guideline draft is under review by the Trump administration. So right now, 75% of you say you would go home if the restrictions were lifted. You would stay home, excuse me, if the restrictions were lifted right now, and 25% of you saying that you would go out. We asked you about this on Facebook, and an overwhelming number of you responded to our question. Our digital guru, Jalen Gilkey, is here to read those comments.
Yes, Maddie. So like she said, we asked, would you, on Facebook, we asked, would you guys be likely to visit a restaurant or get on an airplane once the restrictions are lifted? We got a pretty even mixed result. Our first comment comes from Gail. She says, yes, going to a restaurant, no about getting on an airplane, but then I've never been on an airplane to begin with. And then Shirley, she says, no, I'm an older person over 70, so I won't feel safe. Donna says, restaurants, yes, but being seated away from other people, airplane, not on your life. Sherry says, I wouldn't do either until cases have decreased considerably or a vaccine has been offered. And Jane says, no, just not yet, but I'm an essential employee and my employers have been going above and beyond to keep us safe. And that is something that's wonderful to hear. And that's something I feel like we can say the same as well. Misty, she says, yes, absolutely. You are supposed to quarantine the sick, not the healthy. And then Carol, our last comment, she says, no, my mom's caregiver. She is 85 with medical issues and myself being a diabetic. It's not worth the risk to my family. And I think this is something, it's a very hot topic, but it's something that you kind of have to take at your own discretion. You have to know your situation, and you know, we don't want to affect people negatively. So we just take care of ourselves and always think about others as well.
Yes, and Jalen, you know, Governor Cooper came out on Friday and said he was extending, or on Thursday, excuse me, extending that stay-at-home order until May 8th at this point. So right now, you know, we have to stay in, but this is just a hypothetical. If those restrictions were lifted, would you go out? And, you know, I think you're right. I think it depends on the person, and hopefully when those restrictions are lifted and we start to safely reopen our state and our businesses and our economies, everyone will keep that into consideration, and they'll have the opportunity, right, to stay at home if they want to.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, you can continue to weigh in. You can vote right now on WFNY.com/vote now or the free News 2 app. And you can also chime in on our Facebook page. We are live streaming there. Use our hashtag 4 to 5. Welcome back to your 4 to 5. Canadian health experts are giving you the chance to test how well you social distance. They created this game that asks about social distancing in different scenarios. It gives you examples of rooms and it asks you where you would sit. The available seats are O's, unavailable seats are X's. You just drag your character to an available seat and then you click to reveal if the seat you chose is a safe place to sit. So Eric Chilton, now our video games and online games are about social distancing.
Here you go. Here you go. I just thought I'd show you that I'm ready anytime they want to do that. Yeah, I think it's that's cool. It's like tic-tac-toe for social distancing. I'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, soon when it's safe, our economies, our businesses will start to reopen, and then we'll have to take that social distancing into account and pick out the places we would sit so we're a safe distance from other people. So I see where they're going with this.
Yeah, I think it works. I think it works. And everybody, we're already in that mindset. It's kind of funny how we are in that mindset now that when I go out anywhere, I am, conscious about where people are and how close they are to us. It's going to be that way for a while. It'll be a slow curve to get back to normal.
Yeah. All right, let's check in now with Christian Morgan.
Well, weather-wise, we've had a really nice Monday. There have been a few clouds across the sky today, but they're hard to find now. You can see this on our live camera view over different locations in the Triad. It's just a beautiful day outside. It has been a bit windy, though, from time to time, and as we go through the afternoon, afternoon and evening, those winds will relax. Temperature-wise, we're in the upper 60s, close to 70 this afternoon. That high pressure building in just down to our south, that keeps our weather nice tomorrow. It also starts a gradual warming trend into the mid-70s tomorrow as well, and then we're keeping our eyes on our next weather system heading our way by Wednesday evening. Overnight clear skies. It'll be chilly in the mid-40s for overnight lows. Tomorrow, it's absolutely gorgeous. Less windy, partly cloudy, 75 for the high. We watched that system on Wednesday, bringing us some rain, the chance for some showers Wednesday night. So showers and some storms Wednesday night too. Drying out, clearing out Thursday afternoon, and we are dry and warming up heading into next weekend.
Welcome back to your 4 to 5. I'm Maddie Gardner here with Christian Morgan and Eric Chilton this afternoon. They are working from home, but we are still connected with you on our Facebook page, WFMY News 2. We live stream our entire news show there. Join our conversation and use our hashtag 4 to 5. Let's start off by getting you caught up on the headlines this afternoon and take a look at your 4 to 5 roundup. Workers are reorganizing the construction site at the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris. This will allow workers to safely resume rebuilding during the coronavirus. Work on the cathedral stopped in March when France enforced lockdown restrictions. You can't even see most of the site because it's blocked by barriers. Workers will stay in vacant hotels and avoid taking public transportation to keep germs at bay. Mount Zion is hosting another food giveaway tomorrow. The church is handing out fresh produce, Chick-fil-A, and 800 hot meals. You can stop by starting at noon. The church is on Alamance Church Road in Greensboro. That giveaway will be open until all of the food is gone. And if you're looking for a good book, the High Point Public Library wants to help you out. The library is reopening its drive-through. Starting today, you can return books to the outside book drop, and then next week you can start checking them out. The building will stay closed. The checkout services are from 9 a.m. until 4:45. If you want to check out a new item, you can place it on hold online or call the library. All books that are returned will be kept in a separate bin for 3 days before the staff put them back. And just a note here, late fees are not being charged at this time.
So WFMY News 2 wants to honor the class of 2020 in a big way. Listen, we know your year may look a little bit different now, but we still want to give you a shout out because you guys are doing a lot of hard work. So your family helped us out with this just a little bit. So let's take a look at what the families had to say for some of the seniors out there. Jeremiah Dickerson, class of 2020, he will be attending Payne College in Augusta, Georgia. They say, quote, "We are so proud of Jeremiah and we are looking forward to watching him play college basketball. Good for you." They say, "Love your family." Sarah has been active in several clubs as well as student government where she was a member as well as an officer. She was voted homecoming queen for the 2019-2020 school year by her classmates at Northeast Guilford High School. She'll be attending East Carolina University in the fall to pursue a degree in nursing. And Leanne Needzalia is a senior at Walter Hines Page High School in Greensboro. She is the flute section leader in the Marching Pirate Band, and she and her family want to wish the entire class of 2020 the best of luck in all of their future endeavors. Listen, if you want to give a shout out to your senior, all you have to do is email us their pictures there. Don't use professional photos, okay? We can't use those. Just regular old selfies from anything you think looks good. Give us the student's name and the school they attend, and this is not just for high school seniors, by the way. So find our upload form on WFMYnews2.com.
Might be my favorite part of the show so far. Now, in other senior news, Guilford County Schools is handing out caps and gowns all week. If you weren't able to pick up your cap and gown before your school closed, now is your chance. Those pickups are happening through Saturday at different schools. The times there are on your screen. They're also on our website for you. Pickups will resume on Monday and end on Tuesday.
So health experts say social distancing is the most effective way to prevent the spread of coronavirus. We heard that, of course, but however, keeping people apart, that's not so easy to do. A new Wallet Hub report ranks where social distancing is the most difficult. So listen to this. Number 1 on the list, Utah. North Carolina, by the way, came in at number 15. The rankings were based on these factors. That would be social environment, time spent on social activities, and money spent on social activities. Wallet Hub also asked people how they felt about social distancing. 36 million Americans use online shopping as their number way to cope with this. 48% of Americans say they go outside at least once a day now, and more than 200 million Americans, 200 million, feel annoyed or angry when they see other people not practicing social distancing. And 34% of Americans say they are most looking forward to seeing family once this is over with.
Well, I'll tell you what, weather-wise, we've had a really nice day. Hopefully you've had a chance to get out and enjoy it this afternoon. Temperatures in the upper 60s and near 70 right now. We're at 68 in Greensboro, 68 in Winston-Salem, 70 in High Point, 69 in Asheboro, 68 in Lexington as well. And then in the mid-70s further south of the Triad that you go, we're in 74 in Montgomery County and down in Troy and that area. It's going to be a beautiful night. Spend some time outdoors on the patio, maybe grill out. Temperatures will be perfect. Still in the 60s for dinner time, but then we'll drop drop into the upper 50s, lower 50s by about bedtime, and then it'll be cool overnight. By tomorrow morning, we'll be dropped down into the mid 40s for overnight lows. So we've got high pressure building in. That keeps our weather nice for the next 24 to 36 hours or so. It's building in down to our south, so not only do we have nice weather, that also helps to warm us up into the mid 70s tomorrow, and then even a little bit warmer than that on Wednesday with an approaching cold front. That is going to be our next weather system heading into the middle of the week. So Wednesday starts fine, but by the afternoon we can have some showers moving in and even some storms in the nighttime hours that could linger into the morning hours on Thursday. But Thursday afternoon we dry out and we start clearing out ahead of nice weather making a return as we end the week and head into the weekend. It's been a breezy day of weather too. Wind gusts in the 20 to 30 mile per hour range in the Triad, but as we head through the evening hours and into tonight, those winds will relax. Clear overnight and cool. 44 for the overnight low. Heading into your Tuesday, it's an absolutely gorgeous day. Starting out with lots of sunshine, mid-60s by lunchtime, and then by the afternoon, we'll start to notice some of those extra clouds building in. Afternoon highs topping out in the mid-70s. Those clouds building in ahead of Wednesday's system, warming up close to 80 by Wednesday. Those showers and even a few storms arrive in the evening and nighttime hours. Could linger through the morning hours on Thursday, but drying out Thursday afternoon. We're much cooler on Thursday too, mid-60s for Thursday highs, and then in the upper 60s on Friday. By the time we get to the end of the weekend, nice weather sticking around all weekend long, but we'll be close to 80 by Sunday afternoon.
So this next story is trending online, and we're talking about a Connecticut woman. This is heartbreaking. She lost her husband to coronavirus, but she found a letter that he wrote to the family before he passed. Now listen to this. Jonathan Coelho was in the hospital for 28 days, 20 of those on a ventilator. His wife, Katie, said her husband showed signs of improvement before suddenly going into cardiac arrest. Now, she said after his passing, his phone was returned to her, and she found a goodbye note written in it. To their 2-year-old son, Braden, he wrote, "Tell him he's my best bud and I'm proud to be his father." To their 4-month-old daughter, Penelope, he wrote, "Let her know she's a princess and she can have whatever she wants in life." And to Katie, his wife, he thanked her for the best life he could ask for. He also told her, quote, "If you meet someone, don't hold back, because if they love you and the kids like I do, then I love that for you."
So I don't think he gave up, but I think he knew that if it was going to be that bad, that I wasn't going to be able to talk to him again. And
Katie, his wife, said that her husband was a devoted father and a husband. And Maddie, that has to be one of the hardest stories I've read in a long time right there.
Yeah, that's tough to read. You know, one of the most horrific things, Eric, I think about this virus is that your loved ones can't be with you once you reach that stage. If you're in the hospital and it's not looking good, they can't visit. It's too contagious. There isn't anything that they can do at
That's
that
right.
point. It's heartbreaking.
And it really is, because that's the time when people need their loved ones by them, by their side. And you're right, that's the hardest thing about all of this, for sure.
Yeah, certainly praying for that family. Goodness, those 2 little ones. It's hard to look at the pictures there that we have in the monitor as well.
Yes, absolutely. All right, let's talk about something else. We'll lighten the mood a little bit here. Some of Canada's top stars are raising money and paying tribute to the late Bill Withers, who was an incredible artist, by the way. I'm a huge fan. More than 50 artists got together and collaborated on Bill Withers' Lean On Me song, which is so cool. Take a listen.
Dancing. It caught me, Eric.
So proceeds were donated to the Canadian Red Cross to help fight. Oh, sorry, did they pop back to you? I couldn't see it. Proceeds were donated to the Canadian Red Cross to help fight coronavirus. And at the end of the video, the Prime Minister there makes an appearance and shares a message of hope. Did we pop you up singing, Maddie? Is that what happened?
Just dancing. Like the Canadian Prime Minister, it was a surprise there at the end. But you know what I have to say, Eric? We all need somebody to lean on.
Yes, absolutely, especially during these times.
It's a good story there. Great song, too. All right, let's check in with Tanya. I lean on her a lot.
Update. Yes, there's an update to when stimulus payments are being made. That's right. But did you hear how many stimulus payments have already been made, Maddie?
I'm glad you asked me that question because I read a report this morning that it was more than 80 million.
Yeah, okay, so 88 million payments have been made so far. But of course, the only one that matters to you at home is your stimulus payment, right? Where is it? All right, so check out this new timeline. It is specific to those who are on Social Security benefits. The new estimated arrival for stimulus payments for those on Social Security, survivor's benefits, or disability is April 29th. You will get your payment the same way you get your benefits. If you get SSI benefits and don't usually file taxes, your payment is expected sometime in early May. All right, we are here to answer your questions, and if they're not about the stimulus, then usually they're about coronavirus and your health. And so tonight, experts from Cone Health will be here. You can text your questions to 336-379-5775, a text, not a call. Hi there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm in the bathroom, maybe that's why.
I'm not sure how many of you realize how tough it is to get any one-on-one time with Richard Petty, the king of NASCAR. So busy. But I'm going to tell you, trust me, it does not happen often. But now you have a chance to do that. Get 30 minutes of time with the king of NASCAR and talk about cars, and it all goes to charity. Take a look.
Hey, you know, it's not every day that we get a chance to talk to the king. Richard Petty, his daughter Rebecca are joining us today from the garage down there. How are you guys doing this morning?
We're doing good.
Everything's working good.
That's good. Let's talk about this. So we've talked about the cruise in before, but this year it's going to be different. And you guys talk about what we can expect this year.
Well, since we can't actually have the cruise in, we have decided to do a virtual King's tour. So that's where we do basically FaceTime my dad and you know, whoever, the customer, with their car, and they're able to talk about their car and what they've done, what modifications, just one-on-one with my dad.
It makes it pretty interesting. You know, a lot of times when you have the regular deal down here, there's so many cars and stuff, I don't really get a a lot of time to talk to people about their cars. I get to look at it and, you know, go to the next car. This kind of deal here, we'll be able to spend some time talking to the people, whatever they've done to the car, why they are automotive enthusiasts to begin with, and this will give us a chance to talk to someone.
Isn't it funny that sometimes with all of this and us being separated, it actually ends up making people closer in some ways, and this really gives you a little more intimate meeting, I guess.
I think it is going to be a little bit more personal because we're giving each person that signs up a 30-minute slot. So that's 30 minutes of one-on-one. Granted, it's not in person, but in 30 minutes, you're going to talk about more than your car. You go get a little bit personal, or, you know, or talk about other things, racing, hobby, something other than the car.
Thank you guys so much. Best of luck with this. I'm sure it's going to do great like everything you guys produce.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, it's very neat. If you want to register for that event, and remember there is limited space for this event, I have the link for you in this story on WFMYnews2.com. You pay a fee to register for a 30-minute time slot. There are only a few left. In fact, tomorrow is one day of this. Friday, they're doing it again. Those are the only 2 days. And if I'm not mistaken, tomorrow is already sold out. So jump on there if you want to. Pretty cool, Maddie. Rarely do you get that much time with the king.
I would not be surprised if it's already sold out before that story even ended, Eric, because it is so rare. 30 minutes with Richard Petty, I mean, that's a pretty big deal there. And you say the money goes toward the Petty Foundation.
Yes, and so with the Petty Foundation, by the way, even as media, we don't get 30 minutes usually with the king, so that's a big deal. It does go to the Petty Foundation, and that they help hospice and paralyzed veterans. They do all kinds of good stuff. They spread their money around charities, so very cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know anything about cars. I've never talked about one before, but I would just sign up for a 30-minute slot to talk about Richard Petty's life and everything he's done in the past.
That's exactly right. I would too. I just ask him where he gets his hats. All right, I asked you
I've
on
worn
Facebook.
one of those hats before. I have the pictures to prove
what's your
it.
dream car? And since we're very nice. I did not know that.
Sorry.
All right, let's take a look at our what folks said on Facebook. I said, "What's your dream car?" Mary McNeely Gann says, "I love the Shelby Mustang 1968 Cobra GT 350." Mary knows what she's talking about. Larry Miller, who is in our chat room every day, says, quote, "I want one of those 1966 Batmobiles. There's a company in Indiana that makes them for $150,000 to $249,000, but he said my $1,200 stimulus check will not cover that." And Adir Sayani says, "For me, it has to be the Aston Martin. It's hard to get the British out of me." I don't know what mine would be. There's a bunch to choose from in my book.
Yeah, Eric, I'll just take whatever your second favorite is. That'll be my favorite.
Yeah, I'm funny. I'm kind of strange with it. I don't like the $200,000 cars. They're not the ones that I go for. I do like luxury cars, but for me, it's convertible, period.
I think actually for me, it's one that I never had to fill up on gas because that is my least favorite thing in the world to do. So maybe just a magical car that just drove.
You need that new Tesla sports car, which is about $200 and something thousand, but they say it goes from 0 to 60 in like 2.5 seconds, and it's electric. So
well,
I don't
need that. I do not need that. I need one that goes from 0 to 60 in like 2.5 minutes. All right, let's go to.
You need my car. I'll let you have mine.
Yeah, let's go to Christian for weather.
2.5 minutes? That's not a sports car, that's a scooter. All right, let's talk about weather, Maddie. Mixes of clouds out there right now. It's a beautiful afternoon. Has been a bit breezy today. We've had wind gusts between 20 and 30 miles per hour, so it's been a bit breezy. But as we go through the evening hours, you'll notice those winds really starting to relax tonight. And then tomorrow is just an absolutely gorgeous day, and it will be much less windy. Temperature-wise, pretty nice right now, too, in the upper 60s to near 70 degrees in most of the Triad area. 68 in Greensboro, 68 in Winston, 70 in High Point, 69 down in Asheboro. Under clear skies tonight, those winds will relax. It'll be cool in the mid-40s for overnight lows. Absolutely perfect for your Tuesday. Starting out with clear skies, mid-60s by lunchtime, although a few extra clouds start to build in tomorrow afternoon ahead of Wednesday's system. 75 for the afternoon high tomorrow. Here's what's going on. High pressure building in. That keeps our weather nice for today and tomorrow. It's also building in down to our south. But that gets us on a warming trend into the mid 70s tomorrow, even close to 80 by the time that we get to Wednesday as we watch our next system approach, with some rain Wednesday afternoon and evening. Also the possibility to get some storms on Wednesday night. We'll nail down all of those details, of course, as we get closer. Some of that rain could linger through the morning hours on Thursday, but we clear out and we dry out Thursday afternoon. It's much cooler on Thursday too. Afternoon highs only topping out in the mid 60s, ahead of nice weather for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The weekend is great, and we also start that warming trend heading into the weekend as well. So upper 60s, close to 70 on Friday, mid 70s on Saturday, and I wouldn't be surprised if some neighborhoods actually see the 80-degree mark on Sunday. So we've had a pretty cool April so far. We're looking at those temperatures in the upper 70s, close to 80 by the end of the weekend, and I feel like once we hit that 80-degree mark, we're kind of going to be stuck there for a while. You know, we're getting late into spring, heading into summer. So nice weather for a couple days. Middle of the week, we kind of hit a little road bump with some rain and storms, but we're dry and we're nice heading into the end of the week and into the weekend.
Tomorrow, perfect. Loving that. Well, coming up on WFMY News 2 at 5, many questions remain after Governor Roy Cooper announced that schools will remain closed for the rest of the school year. WFMY News 2 is digging deeper into Guilford County Schools' plan for the next school year. A look at the possibilities and how much it'll cost. That's next on WFMY News 2 at 5.
So they say it takes 21 days to form a new habit. We've been staying home for longer than that at this point, so I wanted to know if you've gotten in the swing of your quarantine routine and if it's going to be hard to go back to the old way of doing things once the order is lifted. You're commenting on my Facebook page. Bucky Brandy Pack said, definitely weird. I might just forget to wear normal clothes and end up in restaurants with my PJs on. Curbside is spoiling me. Christina Cromwell said 100% in a new, slower routine and oddly enjoying it. Candace Lynn Haynes says her routine hasn't changed much. And Bobby Anderson said, other than having to postpone a wedding, lose the job, and not gather with loved ones, I guess you can probably say this is going to be the new normal for a while. So I'm trying to make the best of it. More of the 4 to 5 on the other side of this break.